In another tutorial video, we demonstrated how to configure a connection to the OpenAI API, a first step in building a chatbot application. In this tutorial, we will demonstrate how to configure the logic in an app to link to the API connection. We recommend viewing the other tutorial before this one. Look for the video in the Connections section. We are starting with a pre-built app, including behavior, and will demonstrate how to configure the connect command. A good understanding of basic app design will be required before attempting to build this type of application. The app layout is straightforward and includes a drop-down to select the topic, in this case with 3 options, but you could add other topics. 2 multi-line text input fields, one for the user's question and a second larger one for the chat history. There is also a send button. Clicking this button will trigger a series of behaviors initiating the chatbot function. We will look at this in more detail shortly. There is also a hidden helper page containing 2 table objects. Each table has 2 columns, one for the message role and one for the content. One table is used to formulate the connection send parameters, and the other is used to capture the response data from the chatbot API. Clicking on the send button and the button is pressed event will show the logic needed to initiate the chatbot function. The sequence starts with a check mandatory command to ensure a topic is selected and a question is included. This is followed by a set table rows command to delete existing rows for the send messages table, then a pair of set table rows command to add a new row at the end and to move the focus to that new row. That row is then populated using a pair of set field commands. The first adds the text system into the role and the second adds the topic to the content column. The combination of 2 set table rows command followed by the 2 set field commands is repeated. This time the text user is entered into the role column and the user's message or question into the content column. That brings us to the connect command. This is the part that initiates the chatbot conversation, and we will focus on how to configure this connection. You will need a secret API key to configure the connection completely. An API key can be obtained by signing up for an account with OpenAI. Remember, your OpenAI API key is sensitive information. Treat it like a password and keep it confidential. Please don't share it with anyone or post it publicly. In the connect command, select the connection and the action. There are 4 send parameters. The first parameter, authentication, must include the text bearer followed by a space and your secret API key. Use the formula option to manage this. Use the formula option again for the model parameter. Set the parameter to GPT-3.5-turbo. For the source of the messages role send parameter, navigate to the Send Messages table and select Messages.Role all rows. For the source of the messages content send parameter, navigate to the Send Messages table and select Messages.Content all rows. There are several return parameters, but we only use 2 of them. Choose the choices.messages.role return parameter, and for the target, navigate to the response messages table and select messages.role all rows. Repeat for the choice messages content parameter, selecting the corresponding option in the response messages table. The remainder of the logic continues the process of managing the chatbot response. A showMessage command, but with no text, creates a momentary pause in the execution of the behavior, allowing time for the response from the connect command to be received. A setTableRows command will move the focus to the last row of the response messages table. This is where the response from the API is stored. A simple branch command will check if the chat history field is empty. If empty, a setField command on the true path will populate the history field with the user's question and the corresponding response using the formula option. If the history field is not empty, the setField command and the formula option will add the new question and response to any existing data. Finally, another setField command is used to delete the question asked, allowing the user to start the process again and ask another question.